The views expressed on this show do not represent those of NTV or its staff.
Good evening, good viewers, those who are in the country and those in the diaspora. We are glad you are watching your favorite program, NTV People's Parliament. As I always tell you, it is the only platform in this country that gives Ugandans, irrespective of age, an opportunity to speak about issues that affect your everyday life. And I am your speaker, the People's Speaker, Agnes Nandutu. Tonight, we are discussing yet a very, very important topic that affects the health of our children in schools. It has negative impacts on our girl child. The girl children have dropped out of school, and that is menstrual hygiene. How can we manage this in schools, wherever you are? In whichever school you are, whether in Bududa, in Ntungamo, in Mbarara, in Gulu or Moyo, how are you managing this in your school? Menstrual hygiene management in our schools. How can we manage it to ensure that our girls stay in school? You are welcome, honorable members, to this very important sitting that is talking about a very important topic on how to manage our girls in school, and that is menstrual hygiene management. Before I set the ball rolling, can I have an official from the Ministry of Education to tell us how this is being managed in schools? More so in government schools. You are there, please. Come and take over the platform. Menstrual hygiene management in schools. What has government done?
My name is Amanyire Daniel. I work with the Ministry of Education and Sports, and I sit under the Gender Unit.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ministry of Education and Sports has been implementing a number of policies and guidelines in line with menstrual hygiene management. And in particular, we have two. The Gender in Education Policy 2009, that is under review, Madam Speaker, and the National Strategy for Girls' Education that was developed to critically look at concerns of the girl. As we go ahead, as a sector, we've registered a number of progress and achievements, especially in providing education in the line of access for the boy and the girl. Putting that aside, Madam Speaker, I want to inform the House that in 2014, as a sector, we registered parity. And when the Millennium Development Goals were ending, one of the issues was access to education for the girls and the boys. And in 2014, we registered parity, meaning we had equal boys and girls enrolling in school, which was a very great achievement. But even with that achievement, we've still had challenges, especially in retention, keeping these girls and boys in school. And the issues have been very many. Why do these people drop out? Why does a learner drop out even after enrolling?
Most especially girls.
Most especially the girls, Madam Speaker. And in this angle, we through research and different studies, one of the issues that has been critical for the dropping out of girls has been menstrual hygiene management, failure to manage menstruation as young girls, especially when they are attaining puberty. Madam Speaker, appreciating it as a problem, we've not sat as a sector. Studies by UNICEF have estimated that 1 out of every 10 girls in schools, especially those attaining puberty, drop out because of failure to manage menstruation. And the studies...
In some districts, it can even be 5.
Madam Speaker, that is true. The same studies indicate that 23% of adolescent girls still drop out of school due to related issues to do with menstrual hygiene management. And these are attached to failure to access water, safe water, and failure to have knowledge to manage menstruation.
Okay, because of time, as you put your situation forward,
Madam Speaker.
the president announced during elections that he was going to provide free pads, sanitary pads in all schools, isn't it? As the Minister of Education, is that budget is already there?
Madam Speaker, the presidential pledge is I don't want the House to narrow down menstrual hygiene management to the issue of menstruation alone. We acknowledge the presidential pledge, and as a sector, we are working towards that. But before we start to develop policies in line with the pledge and how we shall do this, we want to know, do we have facilities in place to implement the pledge? Do we have water in these schools? Do our pupils, the learners, do they have the information to manage menstruation? Can they access these pads? Do our parents afford to provide these other necessities, not only the pad? Because as a parent, there are some other issues you need to provide.
But a pad is very important in the management of menstruation.
Absolutely, it is. And still, in looking at the pledge, we are very cognizant of the fact of the issue of sustainability. So we are working around all those issues.
For how long?
Madam Speaker, we had a meeting with the new minister, the Honorable Minister, Janet Kataha Museveni, and the status is now that we've developed framework and guidelines that will help us get the target group that we want to address to and find a way forward. But the presidential pledge will be addressed.
Okay, thanks. I will give you another opportunity. Can I have a teacher or a head teacher? Assalamu alaikum, Hajat. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The issue of menstrual management has been a very big problem since I joined teaching. In fact, I thank KCCA, the WASH, the EE. The enrollment has gone up right now, especially on the girl child.
You can't clap for that.
Absenteeism was so high, it could really pay in every month. Okay, we could try to help some girls since we are near. A girl says a dress, you carry a child home. But due to the enrollment, we could do sometimes, in most cases, we send them home. So when you send them home, some may come back, some may not. So we really thank the EE, the KCCA. When now a problem comes, there is a washing place, bathing, and the child comes back smartly to the class. Another thing is educating every child, whether boy, plus the whole staff and the management. Everybody must get concerned. It really affects even education. If a child goes into that period, it affects psychologically. You are tortured. Some of the even staff members could say, you go. Take away your girl as a senior woman teacher, which is really now going away when we look at the current situation. Everybody is getting concerned. The boys can now talk. The boys can come in to help the girls, and every teacher, including the head teachers, even the males, they have sanitary towels. We find sanitary towels even in the office of the head teacher and everywhere, so that a child can go to any person, which used not to be there.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's hear from our children first, and we see how to help them.
Madam Speaker, forgive me this opportunity. My name is Kushaba Berita. For I'm saying that menstruation is part of life, but it's a sudden happening. may come when you don't know, and you're seated near a boy, and by the time you stand up, the boy laughs at you. For me, I think now there should be guarding and counseling. A boy or a girl should know. So if they laugh at you and you go back home, you feel not to come back the next day. For me, I was saying that also men should stop laughing at female.
Okay. And that's when I bring in a father over there.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, the honorable members here present. Menstrual management in our society comes for the first time as a shock to the girl. The girl ends up getting paralyzed in the mind, damp in the mouth, cold in the stomach, just confused. There has been this problem that the parents culturally looked at it as a taboo to talk about menstrual management. This has laid a very terrible foundation in managing menstruation in our schools. The challenges come in so many ways. The girls have dropped out of school, as they have said. One testimony of a girl, the girl said, just a mere knicker made me to drop out of school. The girl didn't have enough knickers to manage the menstruation. The only option was the boda men to provide. And when they provided, they wanted the reward. This challenge was so big that when we compare the data of the dropout of the boy child and the girl child, 10 years ago in the Kamuli district, the girl children were dropping out of school more than the boys. Of late, the completion rate at P7 has improved, and the issue lies on sensitizing girls on menstrual management. A research was carried out in the Kamuli district through plan by Oxford University. The revelations got in regard to menstrual management left a lot to be desired. The girls lost a minimum of 4 days in a month. If you counted the 3 months they stay in school, 4 times 3, those are what? 12 days. Amidst others who get pains, amidst the shame that they get when they have gone through this encounter, the loss was so great. And when you miss a particular lesson, the several other lessons that come thereafter, catching up becomes what? So bad. Menstrual management, realize people look at it culturally as a bad thing. But when a girl misses menstruation, or when a girl takes long to go into menstruation, the mother gets worried. When the girl is within the menstrual cycles, when she misses one time, there is another worry. So menstruation is part of a human being, but menstruation has failed to be managed by us. I want to say, we have thought that Uganda is a welfare state. Uganda is not a welfare state, and Uganda will never be a welfare state. I want to charge the parents to take charge of this. Let them be at the forefront of ensuring that they should manage the menstruation of their own daughters. But when we put it onto government, when we put it onto donors, we cannot have a timetable for charity. I therefore want to urge members today that let it be everybody's responsibility.
I think you have heard from the people. Let's go for a short break, and TV People's Parliament comes back shortly.
NTV, turning on your world.
We're dripping, my drip, we're drip. Pepsi's good. We're drip. Yeah. Pepsi's good. Toyota Noah. Hey, Plasma Screen TV. Simply SMS the code to 8777. We're ngoli mudro. Pike tuzigaba tuzisuwana zo. Smartphone obere kumutimbagano.
Free t-shirts, free airtime, free sodas.
Salapulesa.
Simply buy a Pepsi, Mirinda, or Mountain Dew. Check under the crown and SMS the unique code to 8777 for a chance to win big. Sala Plesa with Pepsi. 3, 2, 1, launch!
AfriCell introduces the lowest tariff ever in Uganda. Not 3, not 2, but 1. Yes, 1 shilling per second.
Top with the lowest rate ever. Forget the zones, forget all the tricks. Now, only with AfriCell you can talk for 1 shilling per second. Yes, you heard me right. With AfriCell, no need to subscribe, no need for bundles. You can call any AfriCell number for only 1 shilling per second.
And that's not all. You can talk all night long for free.
AfriCell, bei rahisi.
When you trust something with your eyes closed, it's got to be good for you. At Fresh Dairy, we spare no effort to bring you the purest milk. It's fresh and tasty so that you keep enjoying the good things in life. Fresh Dairy, simply good for you.
Tomorrow Night, brought to you by
Can Baby Diaper, your smart choice for a happy family.
Tomorrow Night. Tomorrow Night.
Can Baby Diapers have a dry fill system which absorbs the liquidity instantly, prevents leakage and keeps the baby dry and comfortable. Available in all leading stores countrywide.
Yes, welcome back. This is NTV People's Parliament, chaired by none other than your speaker, Agnes Nanduto. Matters, we are talking matters, menstrual management in schools. Are we doing better? Are we managing it? Or we are failing? Are our girls still dropping out of school because of menstrual period?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My name is Caesar Chimbugwe. I work with Water Aid.
Yeah.
I want to bring one issue which we need to discuss here as this August House about the disposal. Because menstrual hygiene management goes beyond the provision of pads. And for me, I even wonder how our schools cannot have incinerators, for example, and even the simple technology of these incinerators. I understand from my consultations with the authorities that about 40% of the schools in Kampala have incinerators. And my question is, why can't we have them? Where are the simple technologies of these incinerators? Because at the end of the day, when we dispose them in the latrines, even emptying these latrines becomes a problem. So let's not talk about providing the pads to the girls, but even the management of the waste that comes out from the menstrual hygiene management. That's
Thank
my
you.
point.
Thank you. Love the platform, Honorable Member.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Madam Speaker. My name is Saul Jacqueline Rama. I'm the Member of Parliament for Nebi District. And when I see the students here, I just wish one day, one time, you could come to Nebi and listen to the people from the very rural places. You are talking about the presidential pledge. Yes, as a Member of Parliament, of course, our major roles are the oversight, the appropriation of funds, and the legislature. In fact, making the laws. Talking about provision of sanitary pads to all the girls in schools. For me, I look at the sustainability. I really look at the sustainability. Yes, we may give them out. What next after that? For me, I would look at it, since we are representing the people, we come from the people and we know what happens down there, that we would involve, first of all, the senior women teachers and the senior male teachers to continuously help in sensitizing the students as a whole. We were talking about the boys and girls, but these are all people who should really know what is going on around them. And then maybe in addition, because we cannot rule out what the president has pledged, in addition to whatever is there, we think practically the people should be taught how to make them locally, the ones that are reusable, you know, so that the children also know how to make them by themselves. And it should be continuous, because these girls also keep growing and others keep coming. It shouldn't be held or done like an event. It should be a practice, you know, in our schools, and a practice like for us who are at this level. Whenever we get the chance, like I've got it right now, for me, I would advocate that the reusable pads be introduced, the people be trained and retrained, and it goes on and on and on. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Serumaga Munji Stephen, Bimugwana is the name. I come from KCCA. Menstruation is not a woman's issue, but a universal issue. So men should also know that it is also their responsibility to handle menstruation hygiene management.
For your daughters?
Yes, because with me I'm speaking with experience. I'm a father of 4 daughters, so I know what I'm talking about. So when you are not involved as a parent, no one is going to do it for you. This is their period of growth and development. And you know, when you're talking about growth and development, a lot of issues are surrounding it. We can't say that we're going to manage menstruation. We can't manage menstruation alone. As we are managing menstruation, there are other issues surrounding menstruation. So when you're talking about menstruation, bring about other issues to do with adolescent, sexual and reproductive health, because this is the period. When you're talking about menstruation, talk about pregnancy too. Talk about HIV/AIDS and other issues rotating or surrounding menstruation. And when you're talking about menstrual hygiene management, we should not look at schools alone, because not every time our children are at school. So what happens when they go back home? So what have you done as a parent when it comes to this? Have you ever got an opportunity of talking to your children about what is involved in growth and development? So if we do this, I think we will see a change.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Some parents, they tend to focus on what they learned when they are in the behind days of the cultural tradition. An example of a certain culture, their family tend to tell their daughters that when they are menstruating, they have to sit on ash, sand. Some cultures also use banana leaves, banana fibers. What will it help us? It will just bring more infections to our sisters in the country. So also, the community leaders should come up to educate these parents about this issue.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I think parents you have had, you should not bring your background, how you used to manage your menstrual period, into this modern. Have the platform, please.
Madam Speaker, I would like to draw to your attention that there are some factors that affect the practice of menstrual hygiene among members of our society. These include, among others, culture and tradition, religion, the level of education, economic status of families, and people's prejudices. Some cultures, for example, have it that a girl under menstruation sits in sand or ash until the period is over. Madam Speaker, and it is also known that some people believe that the modern sanitary pads have chemicals which stop women from producing, while others say it is not good to dispose of used sanitary pads by throwing them into pit latrines. It should also be noted that the people who are not educated are not willing to take up new ideas. Madam Speaker, I wish therefore to suggest that a lot of sensitization should be done among members of our society for effective menstrual health and hygiene management. I submit, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, very honorable member. Very brilliant ideas.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Unless we come down and bring these parents on board, especially the parents in the rural areas, who, since they were brought up, only know that when the girl begins that stage of menstruation, it implies that the girl is now mature to get married. Unless we go down to break that I think a culture, we are going to talk, and this business will still continue like that. Let us break the silence, and let the girls also get to know from us, the teachers, for example, that starting the periods does not only excite you to think that you are now mature enough, but it should also be exciting to know that it is even better for you to get to know that you are supposed to take control of yourself.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
1 minute, please, honorable member.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and all the members for the contributions. I'm Said Nsamba from the Ministry of Education and Sports. I would like to appreciate all that feedback, and in a special way, I would like to thank the men that have been supportive of all the initiatives that we have done as a ministry to address the challenge of menstrual hygiene management in schools. Madam Speaker and the House, I would like to add on that a lot has been done. We have made efforts to ensure that this issue is really addressed, and when members come out openly to testify, we feel happy that at least an impact is being felt. The ministry, in addition to what my colleague said earlier, we have made deliberate efforts in addressing this issue through infrastructure development, the latrines that are being constructed, under the GPE School Facilitation Grant, the 220 schools that are to be constructed. Incinerators are part and parcel, and the washrooms will equally be provided as an attempt to improve on menstrual hygiene management. We have also conducted country-wide trainings in menstrual hygiene management in a number of districts. And in these trainings, we are targeting almost everybody, because education is the biggest sector where almost every home, somebody is in school. And in some homes, you will find the children, the mother and the father, they are all going to school.
Wind up, honorable member.
We have also tried to pursue, we developed and pursued the menstrual hygiene management reader to guide the children, especially in primary. They can read for themselves and improve on the information they have.
Okay, honorable member, I will probably give you another opportunity. Yes, we are talking matters menstrual management in our schools. Can the parents be involved? As we wait for the government pledge, what can we do? What can we do as citizens? You and me, the mother, the father, the bigger sister, the brother. What can we do to ensure that menstrual period does not affect our girl? Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we are going to look at a way forward.
NTV, turning on your world.
News Updates is brought to you by thanks to the Suddenly Paint and Win promotion.
2,000 vendors count their losses as Ginger's Napier market goes up in smoke. U.S. experts train Ugandan oncologists on cancer detection, handling and treatment. FDC's Kizza Besigye is arrested yet again as opposition MPs decide to take them out of his continued detention to Parliament. Also tonight, Uganda's first female graduate from UK's Royal Military Academy Sandhurst tells her story.
Plus, don't forget to scratch the card for a short card. SMS the short code to 6565 and stand a chance to enter the live draw on NTV to win a Toyota Premio every week for 10 weeks.
A car with saddle and painting.
Fear no stain. Fear no stain. Nomi loves clothes, and clothes love Nomi.
To understand what gives new Royco Mchuzi Mix its rich, natural flavor, we need to go back a little. The Mchuzi Mix ingredients are dried naturally by the sun, but that's not our secret. For that, we need to go back a little more. The real reason Royco Mchuzi Mix is so rich in flavor is because I only select the best ingredients to start with. New Royco Mchuzi Mix, naturally sun-dried for richer flavor.
This December, we are throwing you the biggest party ever. Star Times and Face TV bring you the hottest superstar, Whiskey, live in Kampala. He's wild crowds all over the world with hits like
Show Me the Money.
If I show you. Now he's celebrating 6 years of non-stop great entertainment and over 850,000 subscribers on Star Times with us. Come, let's party with WizKid on Saturday, 3rd December from 4 p.m. at Lugogo Cricket Oval. VIP tickets available at Star Times outlets countrywide, all Shell Select stores, all Nakumat stores, and online on easyticket.co.ug. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Ariel claims better stain removal in one wash. We've come to see if it's true.
Many food greasy stains are difficult to remove because they stick to fibers, like glue.
Now I'll show you how new Ariel with grease cutting technology removes tough food stains better than the competition.
So the claim is true.
Ariel removes stains better in one wash.
Can Bebe Diaper, your smart choice for a happy family. A good diaper has high absorbency and magic gel which locks any urine or moisture in the diaper. Your baby's bum is left dry, which prevents rashes and itching that may cause baby discomfort. Can Bebe Diapers have a dry fill system which absorbs the liquidity instantly, prevents leakage and keeps the baby dry and comfortable. Available in all leading stores countrywide.
Gabala Bright Africa was a 17-year-old, very intelligent university student in 1986 who had just won a BBC award for writing the best essay on the state of the African economies when his world came crashing down.
They got stones, tied strings tied on my pens, and even it got cut in some part, ruptured in some part. On my test, you feel a lot of pain, you cry, you can't even cry.
For many years, Ugandans like Gabla and Indaula have suffered acts of torture perpetrated mainly by security agents and other organizations. The lack of a clear law criminalizing torture enabled perpetrators to elude justice while the victims suffered in silence.
Yes, welcome back. You are still watching your favorite program, that is NTV, People's Parliament, of course, the only platform that gives wananchi an opportunity to speak about their everyday life. Of course, this is a day for our children and our parents to speak about menstrual hygiene management in schools. And as a country, as leaders, as the population, what can we do to ensure that this circle is managed well and our girls still keep in school, our girls do not drop out of school, our boys do not laugh at the girls while they have soiled their clothes? Go ahead, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Kalebo Richard from Luzira. How do we manage menstrual hygiene in our girls? I, particularly as a parent, I think we don't need to waste time. This is solely and responsibility of every family head, managing administration of our children, especially daughters. There is a need in the money resources you get, Honorable Speaker, that you must make a budget. In my salary that I get, I only have one daughter, and I call her Lucy. And when I talk my wife, the only wife I have. My first question is, have you catered for Lucy? Have you catered for Lucy? That's my first question. When my son comes, I said, has Lucy got what she requires? Then parents, there's one thing we're forgetting. Even boys do what's called wet dreams. Have we catered for our boys? These boys walk without underpants. And indeed, when the wet dreams occur, boys, am I right? You find that there is a mark left in their shorts. And that makes them fear to walk openly in public. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Go ahead, ma'am.
Honorable Members of Parliament, Madam Speaker, allow me to appreciate the discussion in the House and to really say that this is a very important topic. When we talk about menstrual hygiene, it's something that really impacts our community because we know that it touches the girl child, and we know that a country that has women that are empowered is a nation that can really grow. And so, to me, I really feel that it's very, very paramount for us to break the silence around menstrual hygiene and for everybody in the House to really take a commitment to speak about menstruation as a normal thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. By name and sound, I'm Honorable Magumba Henry from Ruzira constituency. Very, very important. Parents, we must be at the forefront. As teachers, we put on many coats. We are the very one to educate the parents who come to school. Failure to do so, the border riders, they will do the job. More especially when we have our daughters who have got the cramps. They usually tell them, you see, if you have got any pain, my dear, I have the medication as a border rider. What next? Sexual intercourse, pregnancy, and the girl will drop out of school. So it's very, very paramount for all of us to stand as parents and carry the grinding stone, and we see our daughters also one day, one time, to be like the Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Please, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, Madam, and Honorable Members. I'm Speranza Baguma Muhenda Avoli from Chenjojo District. I want to talk about the stakeholders, categorizing them and even their roles in the management of menstrual hygiene. And number one, I want to talk about the child herself with the parents. We have to ensure that the sanitary towels are available for the girl to use whenever there is need. And here I also want to encourage the use of reusable sanitary towels, which can be locally made, which are affordable, and on average, a child would be required to spend 15,000 for 3 years on reusable towels, as opposed to around 180,000 per year for these disposable towels. And also to emphasize the issue of environment management. These reusable towels are very, very environment friendly because they will not need even incinerators since they are not disposable. Then number 2, I want to talk about management. The management of schools to ensure that there is steady supply of water in these schools for the girls to use the washrooms properly, and even soap. This will also help the girls to manage their menstrual cycle very well. Then lastly, I want to talk about government, which is required here to make the right policies to ensure that we have the infrastructure in place for the management of menstrual process. To begin with, we should have the washrooms in schools, and not just washrooms but operational washrooms and enough washrooms given the enrollment in our schools. And here it is mainly the government schools that are over populated, which suffer the issue of inadequate washrooms. We need enough washrooms, we need enough toilets, such that the girls have their own side where they can go freely without being ashamed of interference from the boys and even possibly the staff. I thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Our way forward, how can we solve this?
The school should be with incinerators for proper disposal of the sanitary pads after use. And secondly, the girls and boys at school should be sensitized about menstrual hygiene and health management. Thirdly, the school should also include menstrual hygiene and health management in one of its budgets. At home, parents should also sensitize their girl child about menstrual hygiene and health management for the better. Then the parents who are not sensitized should be also sensitized by other leaders in the community so that they may control the dropout of children from school because of menstruation. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Please, you have the platform.
I thank you for the opportunity. I categorize this in 2 phases. One is mental, 2 is physical. But I want to dwell much on mental. From this perspective, I will call and advise the parents basically, because they take the cardinal role in this as far as mental is concerned. Because you conceive, birth, and you take care of this child, so which means you need to understand the dates when you have birthed your kid, and try to calculate, because menstrual periods, actually you can calculate and understand that this is the interval where my child is to start menstrual periods, and you start advising right away. But it is so hurting, whereby some parents, basically mothers, they don't know their birth dates of their child. 2, I go to the real kids, the real child, the real girl herself, that at times they face this challenge and keep quiet. They need at times to disclose to friends, to disclose to parents, to teachers.
Want to give information? Yes, Honorable Member. Honorable Member wants to give you information.
I would also like to add on to what you're trying to say about mothers having to know about the birthdays of their children. I thought the parents too, the father and the mother, I thought they should both be knowing the birthdays of their children.
Yes.
So when we talk, let's be a little bit gender sensitive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's not only the mothers who should know the birthdays of the children, but also fathers should Take note, okay?
Thank you.
Wind up, please.
Thank you very much. But then, as far as menstrual periods, because at times these girls fear, because we shouldn't actually jump that, they fear to disclose this to their fathers, basically. And what she tells you, as far as the affairs of the girl, in relation to the parents, you'll find that it is easy for a girl to associate with the mother.
Okay.
So
but it is time that we break the silence, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have the platform, Honorable Member.
Thank you. I've come here with the solution of cultural beliefs. As we girls, you know you have started your menstruation period and you're educated. Go and tell your mother telling it to sit on ash that it is not good.
Yes. Yeah?
No one is going to come and build a school for elderly people. For you, you're educated, your mother is paying school fees. Go back and tell her that banana fibers do not work. Let her buy for a sanitary towel.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Member, go ahead.
It is not only parents that should provide sanitary pads. Parents can provide sanitary pads, but we have been talking about incinerators. How can our budget from Minister of Education and Sport be increased so that we can provide all incinerators to all primary schools in this country, the 18,000 primary schools we have in this country? We need to look at that. And also we need to look at, we are supposed to provide washrooms to all primary schools in this country. And yet also our budget does not allow us to have that in place. We also have to ensure that all parents, we have been talking about cultural issues, who is supposed to train this. We have to have these people to be knowledgeable about menstrual hygiene. Okay. And also the Ministry of Education and Sports have been training members and school management committee and then senior women teachers. But we don't have that budget in our program. It is with support from development partners and other partners that we have to, we are being supported. Can we say that government should increase the budget of Ministry of Education and Sports to make sure that we handle this issue? Thank you.
Thank you. Please. Just in 1 minute, ma'am. A way forward.
Once again, thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Another way forward is that boys should also be educated about menstruation in order that when there is no senior woman teacher, a boy can be able to help a girl in a way to manage menstruation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much that boys should be involved. When you see your sister getting to that time, please help. And when you see your classmate having done, soiled the clothes, don't laugh at them. Just support them to go through this menstrual period. Honorable members, I thank you so much for being part of this parliament. Those who have been watching us, thank you so much for being part of this parliament. Because of time constraints, we cannot continue. But most importantly, wherever you are, in whatever district you are, in whichever school you are, please, let's manage menstrual hygiene in our schools. Let's support our girls in schools. We call upon government to support the schools, the girls in schools. We want to call upon the local leaders, please. Let's hold hands together and keep our girls in school. I aspire to inspire you all Ugandans before I expire. And with powers conferred upon me as the Speaker of People's Parliament, I adjourn this House until next Saturday.